Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for being here today. Well, today's video is gonna be my August wrap-up, so I'm gonna talk about books that I read last month in August 2022. Well, I don't know why, but I only read 2 books last month. Was I busy? Well, not really. I don't think so. Well, I have no idea. Anyway, I only read 2 books, and in this video I'm gonna talk about those 2 books that I read last month. So the first one is Mansfield Park by Jane Austen, and the next one is Boyfriend Material by Alexis. I've always wanted to read this book, and I actually got this book last year, but like I haven't read this like for a year, so yeah, finally. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. As you're probably aware, I love Jane Austen. I mean, it's been quite obvious, so as you know, I love Jane Austen. I love her works, I love her books so much, and I've read Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice when I was in junior high, and Emma in high school, and but actually I've never read Mansfield Park before, so this is actually my first time to read this book, and it's really weird because I kind of keep saying to everyone, like literally everyone, that I love Jane Austen. Like, nice to meet you, I'm Emily, I like reading books, and I love Jane Austen. Nice to meet you, I'm Emily, I like reading, I love Jane Austen, it's my kind of my thing. And yeah, but I've never read Mansfield Park before, but yeah, like I kind of have the idea of the story, what kind of story, but I've never really read the book before. But yeah, anyway, I love Jane Austen. Emma and Pride and Prejudice, these 2 are my ultimate favorite books of all time. It's not just favorite, my favorite Jane Austen, it's my ultimate favorite books of all time. So it's just amazing. I love them so much. And like Elizabeth Bennet and Emma Woodhouse, these 2 are my favorite characters in Jane Austen books. And actually I have a really cool tattoo here. Can you see that? Yeah. My courage always rises at every attempt to intimidate me. This is my favorite quote from Pride and Prejudice, and yeah, I love Lizzie. We love Mr. Darcy. Yeah. Anyway, so Mansfield Park. Yeah, I was talking about Mansfield Park. So I like the book, but I don't know. Like, I think the story develops a little slowly at first, and I just kind of felt like the story is really rushing to the end, towards the end, like this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. It's a little busy, but overall I like the book, and I actually like the Miss Millie Crawford, her character, because I think as a reader, like, we kind of got to know like every characters from the perspective of Fanny Price, the main character, and from her perspective, like, we kind of got to know about Miss Crawford, the darker, like, hidden side of her personality, and she kind of sounds unlikable, but still, like, she's so attractive and charismatic, I think. So yeah, I liked her. And Fanny Price, she's really interesting character, cause like she's not really I'm not gonna say, I'm not saying she's unlikable, but like she is really she knows herself so well. She's such a self-aware person, and she has a very strong understanding of what's right and what's wrong. And we're not always like that. We do not always do right things. We sometimes do something morally wrong, and we just can't help it or whatever. But anyway, funny price, like she has a very strong understanding of what's right and what's wrong, and she is so consistent. She knows what she needs to do. She never you know she's never done anything wrong. So, but anyway, yeah. Peace coffee. Okay, so the next one is Boyfriend Material by Alexis. As I said, I've always wanted to read this book, and I got this book last year, but I haven't read it for a year. But finally, I read it. I read it last month. Yay! Well, but I don't know. It's not really what I expected. I didn't hate this book, but I didn't like this book either. So, yeah. Well, anyway, I'm gonna read a synopsis because I'm not really good at telling story without spoiling anything. Yeah. Wanted, one fake boyfriend, practically perfect in every way. Luke O'Donnell is tangentially and reluctantly famous. His rockstar parents split when he was young, and the father he's never met spent the next 20 years cruising in and out of rehab. Now that he starts making a comeback, looks back in the public eye, and one compromising photo is enough to ruin everything. To clean up his image, Luke has to find a nice, normal relationship, and Oliver Blackwood is as nice and normal as they come. He is a barrister and an ethical vegetarian, and he has never inspired a moment of scandal in his life. In other words, perfect boyfriend material. Unfortunately, apart from being gay, single, and really, really in need of a date for a big event, Luke and Oliver have nothing in common. So they strike a deal to be publicity-friendly fake boyfriends until the dust has settled. Then they can go their separate ways and pretend it never happened. But the thing about fake dating is that it can feel a lot like real dating. And that's when you get used to someone, start falling for them, don't ever want to let them go. Wow, this is such a nice synopsis, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so at first I thought Oliver Blackwood, he is nice, he is amazing, he is such a perfect boyfriend material. I love him. But of course he has his own problems, because he really cannot stay in one relationship for a long time, yeah, and because Luke has lots of problems in his life, and his self-esteem is super low, really low. And I thought Oliver is such a great partner, well, of course, they're fake boyfriends, so it's not really boyfriends. And but as the story goes, they got to know each other, they kind of start having feeling for each other, and I think that's kind of nice. And but I really didn't like how the story ends. I mean, this is kind of first book, and there's sequel, and if I read that one, maybe I don't know, but I don't think I'm gonna read the sequel, the next one. Yeah. I didn't hate, but I didn't like either. And I don't know, it's really, sometimes it's really hard to, you know, put into words, isn't it? Then why I'm doing this. But I think it's, you know, like in the romance book, you know, there's this kind of books, like I just kind of, you know, I always feel like, you know, they are really perfect to each other. Their relationship, their, you know, like their relationship is gonna be so stable, you know, so strong, you know, no one can do anything, you know, like to break that. Like, you know, like I can feel that kind of things, you know, when I'm reading a romance book, you know, it's just so strong that they are perfect each other, they are made for each other. But like this book, it's not like that. It's just I'm kind of like, you know, when I kind of finished the book, but I just kind of thought, okay, that's it, that was it. I was like, but like, are they okay? You know, like I just kind of felt like, you know, their relationship not really kind of strong, not really stable, not really, you know, like perfect, you know. And I kind of love reading that kind of books, you know, like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, this is so sweet, and they're perfect at each other. That, you know, that kind of books. So yeah, anyway, yeah, that was Boyfriend of Matilda by Alexis Hall. Okay, so as I said, I only read 2 books in August last month, so this is it. Yeah, and I'm now reading Emma by Jane Austen and A Beach Read by Emily Henley. I'm gonna read like a few more books this month, hopefully. Yeah. And speaking of which, I now have 7 tattoos on my body, and most of them are bookish tattoos. So like, you know, if you guys are interested in them, like I like to make a video about them. Like, you know, I'm gonna talk about my tattoos and like explain a little, you know, show them. I think it's gonna be fun. Yeah, so if you are interested in it, leave a comment below and then let me know. Yeah, anyway, again, thank you so much for watching this video, and hope you like this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.